Warning: federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Hey, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk about current events. Let's talk about the things you don't see on regular TV. So join us on Peachy Tea Tyme. Oh, so join us on Peachy Tea Tyme. Oh, so join us on Peachy Tea Tyme. Peachy Tea Tyme, yeah, yeah. Peachy Tea Tyme.
When they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. You know, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? That ain't that what we're supposed to do. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going to clean it up.
Hey, y'all. Hey. It's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. Or you call me Miss Peachy because that's what everybody else call me anyway, so it's all good. All right, y'all. I'm just going to jump right on in. Before we start, though, that story, I do want to show y'all one more other story, okay? Just yesterday, I showed y'all on the show. So I hope y'all watched it. If you did not watch the show, please go back and watch it. But I showed y'all a clip about a toddler that was found in the impound inside of a vehicle. They have found the person that supposedly left this baby inside this car, and that ended up getting towed to the impound. So I want to go into that video first. That'll give people time to come on in before we talk about these two little black girls, heavy on the black. Yes, I'm going there. I'm going there with it. So let's go ahead. Let's get into this update from yesterday. Okay. This is an update from yesterday. The the little baby, the toddler, I'm sorry, that was found in a doggone impound, in a car on top of that. So let's go ahead and get started. Everything is allegedly on the show and explicit language. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me pull it up. Okay, there we go. Here we go.
At first at 5, a Metro Detroit man faces charges tied to a toddler found inside an impounded car. Good evening, I'm Charlie Langton. Today, the man who allegedly left that child inside that car went before a judge. Fox News' Lauren Edwards is live in Harper Woods with what we learned in court. Lauren.
Charlie, I can tell you that court just wrapped up and police saying that this is nothing short of a miracle. And I can also tell you that the suspect, we don't know. It's unclear if he's the father. That was not stated as well in court. But let's get into all the details and what you need to know because there's lots to get to. Now, this is Orlando Murnell Linson appearing in court in Harper Woods, charged with child abuse second degree and child abuse leaving a child in a vehicle resulting in physical harm. He pleaded not guilty. Police say on Friday, a vehicle was improperly parked in a neighborhood in Harper Woods. They say it was towed to a lot over in East Point. Then Saturday morning, Harper Woods police got the call from Detroit police that a 13-month-old may be inside. And according to initial reports from police, the vehicle belonged to the father. Now, this is what Chief Jason Hammerly had to say about how it all unfolded on Saturday.
The mother in this case went to the Detroit Police Department on Saturday morning. We're not sure on the time frame. Made contact with the detective, filed the missing report for the 1-year-old. That detective did an outstanding job by locating the car, considering it wasn't yet registered to the suspect in this case. He was able to locate the plate number and the VIN number, tracked it down to Woods Towing, and that detective responded immediately to the tow yard. He's the one who made contact and peered into the windows and found the child in the rear seat.
He realizes that this was just a bad decision made in a split second. So we're hoping that he can have a personal bond so that he can adjudicate this case and get back to his family quickly, Your Honor.
Now, you just heard from Linson's attorney there, just asking for the $100,000 bond, which is what the judge gave. And as for the baby, because we, of course, asked about the baby, the last we heard, it was being medically evaluated at a local hospital and is with Child Protective Services. Please stick with Fox 2 for all updates in this case. Reporting live here in Harper Woods, Lauren Edwards, Fox 2 News.
Lauren, I know it's early, but did you get any kind of an indication as to what the defense to this case is? Where was he, and how come he didn't really pay attention to his kid? Allegedly.
Charlie, there's so many questions. There are so many questions in all of this. One of them being, what led up to this? What happened to this? Why was that person even in the neighborhood? And what, the child being in a vehicle for hours and hours and hours on end. Again, the child being medically evaluated. But again, we're just working to get you those answers.
All right. Thank you, Lauren Edwards. Appreciate the report.
All right, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm eating a salad. I'm really eating a salad. Shout out to them Caesar salads, baby. Shout out to them Caesar salads. That's what's helping me with my weight loss. Let me add that. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into this story. I'm going to go ahead and show the first news broadcasting clip. Let me see. Okay, here it is right here. So this is the first one. Then I'm going to go into the second one. And then we will play the press conference. The press conference is so important. It gives you way more details than what the news broadcasting gives us. So let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
Noon starts now with a breaking news alert.
We begin with breaking news and a gruesome discovery in Cleveland, an active crime scene right now as the bodies of 2 young girls have been found. Thanks for joining us this noon. I'm Nicole Versansky. We're going to get right to 19's Brittany, where she's live in South Collinwood with new developments. Brittany.
Yes, Nicole, we do want to warn everybody first, though, that the details of this investigation, they are disturbing. A law enforcement source did just confirm to 19 News that they did, in fact, find the bodies of 2 young girls in suitcases here near the Ginn Academy, right off of East 162nd Street in the Collinwood neighborhood. We had more police officers just arrive here on scene. Now, that source that we spoke to did clarify that those girls' bodies were still intact, but because they were so small, they fit inside those suitcases. The suitcases were also partially buried, but police do want everyone to know that the investigation is still in the early stages. And like we said, police are still here on scene. They did just clean up the police tape, but they had this grassy area behind us blocked off near that tree line. That was all blocked off, and they just cleared that tape. Now, this is what the scene looked like last night. It was a grim discovery on Cleveland's east side. Police investigating again after 2 young girls were found dead. Officers responded to East 167th Street and Midland Avenue Monday after a caller reported a suspected body. When the police arrived, they confirmed one person was dead, but then detectives found the second body nearby. Police, again, have not identified either of the victim, but through our sources, we have confirmed, again, these are 2 young girls. The Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner now has the bodies and is working to determine how both of those girls died. There is no indication, though, on how long that process could take. However, at this time, investigators say there is no ongoing threat to public safety. We have reached out to Cleveland Police for an update. They said they will be holding a press conference later today at 1:45. live, and we will be sure to bring that to you live on 19 News Plus. For now, in Cleveland, Brittany Weir, 19 News.
All right, Brittany, thank you. And this is a developing story. Again, we are expecting an update within the next 30 minutes. And again, possibly at 1:45, as Brittany just mentioned. So be sure to download the 19 News app. We'll send you a push alert as soon as we have new information.
All right, y'all heard that. You heard that. You heard that. So let's go ahead and get straight into the press conference. I told you I ain't gonna even have y'all long tonight. Well, this evening. Because I got some stuff I gotta do. Okay, here we go. All right, this is the press conference. Here we go.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, all right, thank you. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Just after 6 p.m. last night, the Division of Police received a call to respond to the area of East 162nd and Midland. The caller stated they had found what appeared to be a body inside of a suitcase at this location. The officers responded out and located a deceased individual that was in a shallow grave inside of a suitcase. The officers immediately began their investigation as they canvassed the area for any potential evidence on scene. The officers located what appeared to be a second shallow grave, and they could tell that there was a second suitcase in that location. The officers at that time identified that there was a body inside of that second suitcase as well. The medical examiner's office responded out, and they took custody of the individuals and for their further investigation. So we completed our investigation on scene. The only updates we have at this time are that the individuals are 2 juvenile Black females. The one individual is suspected to be anywhere between the ages of 8.5 to 13. The second is estimated to be of the age of 10.5 to 14. At this time, there are no clear indicators of the cause of death of the 2 young females. And we're asking if anyone has any information, saw anything suspicious in the area, that they are to contact the Cleveland Division of Police Homicide Unit at 216-623-5464. We will be operating that line 24 hours a day, so someone will be available to answer those calls. Or they can call Crime Stoppers at 216-252-7463. At this time, we don't know how long the juveniles had been at this location. It was some time, so it's not just something that was recent. The investigation is ongoing. We have to wait for results from the medical examiner, and from there, we should have an update once we have further information. So if you have any questions, we'll open it up.
The body's dismembered.
No.
And approximately how big are these suitcases if you were to?
I am not going to give that information right now. So the only thing I do ask is if somebody saw something that was suspicious involving something that sounds familiar, I don't want to give certain information out that could tamper the investigation.
Were the 2 victims related?
No, we don't have any identification of either of the victims at this time.
Do you have any suspects?
No.
Are there missing persons, missing children that match the 2 girls that were found?
So it's a good question. We have checked our, locally, we have no reports of any missing children that match these identifications. We are checking statewide as well. We also have the assistance from our federal, state, and local partners. This is a priority. This is a traumatic event for our officers, for the community. And, this is just such a tragic incident. But we are trying to develop any leads we can. That's why we're also asking for the community's help.
I know in last night's press release, you said that the department said there's no ongoing threat to the public. What leads investigators to come to that conclusion?
When we say that, it's more, we know that this didn't just happen. We still have to develop exactly when this happened. And, we don't have any indication that there's a clear threat to safety.
Can you give any sort of update on the condition of the bodies that are found? I know you said it's been some time. This isn't something that just happened, but any sort of.
So right now, the only thing we could say, there's no clear indicators. So there's nothing that's visible enough to determine what the cause of death was.
We had heard, Chief, that perhaps these children were malnourished. Is that something that you heard as well?
I don't have a comment on that. I would defer to the medical examiner once their results come out.
Were the individuals clothed?
I will also defer to the medical examiner on that at this time.
Was there any identification inside the suitcase or a name on a shirt, like a kid's shirt, or anything that would lead you to?
Unfortunately, we have no indicators right now of the identity of the children involved.
Should we believe that they're local, or do we not know that
we
either?
can't even determine that at this time.
Can you kind of describe that neighborhood to us? Is there often foot traffic in that area where the bodies
Yeah,
are
so
found?
the caller in this incident was just a resident from the area who was walking their dog through the area. This is a field close to the school over there. This is just a residential neighborhood that I'm sure a lot of people do frequent. The weather has been, changing recently. The snow's been thawing, so it's really hard to determine the length of time at this point.
There are some businesses around there with cameras that appear to be pointing. I don't know how far they go, but have you been gathering some of that evidence?
Yeah, so our detectives have been out there actively walking the neighborhoods and gathering the information. The difficult part is that timeline, how far you have to look back, and a lot of cameras don't capture historical data. So we are currently still canvassing for that. So if someone has cameras and they want to, just do a cursory review to see if they have anything suspicious, we please let us know and give us a call.
For anyone watching this story, you want people to come forward who may have seen something suspicious. What are some things that, should set off an alarm and they should contact you about?
Anything that you see that's out of the ordinary. Did you see anyone spending a significant amount of time in that area? Someone who seems out of sorts to your neighborhood. Usually in residential areas, what's happening in your neighborhood. Something just seems a little bit off. That's why we're asking that anyone who has anything that they believe to be information directly related to or suspicious, that they give us a call.
Chief, we had heard that the FBI and perhaps U.S. Marshals were out searching yesterday. Does that search have anything to do with these missing individuals?
No, that's not connected.
Are you working with any other agencies in this? Maybe the FBI, maybe, National Center for Missing Exploited Children, anything like that?
We are working with all of our federal, state, and local partners. From Department of Children and Family Services to CMSD to the FBI, this is a priority investigation.
As far as your knowledge, have you had any other cases here locally similar to this where children were found in suitcases or missing people's or like anything like this before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Chief, can you describe, when it involves children, I mean, it takes this crime to another level.
It does.
Can you talk about that?
So when you look at that, you have an individual who's a resident who locates the trauma that happens right there. And, at the end of the day, our officers are just regular people and their parents. And, it's something that a lot of officers never have to experience. We hope they would never have to experience. And it's traumatic for everyone. And it's traumatic just for those who live in the area to know that this was right there outside their doorstep.
Should people be on heightened alert in and around this area?
I think all residents should always be cautious to the ongoings of their neighborhoods. Just, keeping alert for anything that is suspicious and always reporting it. We can't do police work alone. It takes the community to be a part of that, to call us, to let us know if something in their neighborhood is suspicious that needs, something for us to take a further look at.
Have you been in contact with, CMSD, any local schools, things like that, working with their principals?
We're working with everybody. Yeah.
Can I ask, I know you say you don't want to give away too many details, but a brand of suitcase perhaps?
Yeah, I appreciate the question, but because of the integrity of the investigation, I just can't give those specifics at this time. And as soon as we develop more leads or we have additional information, we will keep you updated. As soon as, the coroner's office has more for us, we will keep you updated on that information. We just want to, the most important thing is misinformation gets out there quickly. And we want to clarify exactly what we know at this time. The delay in, us giving the update is because this is it's a sensitive investigation and there wasn't a lot to go on at this point. So we want to give you as much factual information that we have as soon as we could.
Are there any solid leads right now?
No.
Can I ask, and you may not be able to give it, but can you classify how badly decomposed these bodies were? Was it a great amount? Obviously, that's going to impact the investigation.
Well, I'm going to leave it to the coroner's determination because they take custody of the bodies and, they're doing their review right now. So they will probably provide that update when they're complete.
So Chief, what is your next steps?
As far as
like, where do you go from here? What will you do shortly after this news conference?
So I can tell you that one, we're establishing a 24-hour response line. Our investigators, not just on this investigation, but on many, they spend countless days, nights, hours, whatever it takes, sleepless nights on this investigation. We are working with all of our partners. We are we're canvassing, we're talking to people, and the best thing is to find answers. It's just terrible, horrific situation.
Do you have any idea how long it'll take the medical examiner's office to get?
We don't. I don't want to talk about their timelines, but hopefully we'll have something soon.
When do you anticipate the next update?
As soon as we have something more. We want to make sure that we keep the community updated, but I'm giving you what we have right now. So as soon as we have something further, but again, I encourage anyone, if they saw anything suspicious, if they know anything related to, kids that are missing, that they please call us. And, that's the most important thing. 216-623-5464. Someone will be responding to that line 24 hours. We all set.
Anything else you may want to add? We may have missed or you want to emphasize?
No, I just, the biggest thing is getting the accurate information out as quickly as we can. That's the most important thing, is making sure that, to honor these young people, making sure the right story is out there. So thank you very much.
All right, y'all. I'm back. I do have one more video to play, and that'll be it. The reason why I play, look at that. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Sorry. The reason why I played that the press conference. The reason why I played the press conference was because of what she said. We need to make sure that we put accurate information out there. Okay? So if something is not accurate, that's on them. Not on Miss Peachy. All right, y'all. So this is the last video that I'm going to share, and then we'll be done for this evening. Here we go.
News alert.
Still the same story, y'all.
We continue to follow breaking news, and we want to warn you, this story is graphic. The bodies of two young girls found buried in suitcases near Ginn Academy. Thanks for joining us for 19 News at 4. I'm Nicole Versansky. Brian Duffy will join us in just a bit. Our Harry Boomer spoke with people who live in that neighborhood where the discovery was made, including, Harry, I understand, one of the people who made that discovery.
That is right, Nicole. I am standing right next to the shallow graves where the young girls' bodies were found. It's eerie that someone would dump them like trash. Cleveland police say apparently their bodies were here for some time. These two shallow graves mark the spots where two young girls were found Monday evening by a man walking his dog.
And the only reason, brother, that I opened the door is because it was you.
I appreciate that. I spoke with the man through his security door who found the partially buried bodies.
Sound like if you was one of the white folks, he wouldn't have opened that door for you. Sorry. But because it's you, brother, he gonna go ahead and open the door. But he only gonna give you a little bit of information. Here we go. Y'all listen to this man.
He didn't want to go on camera, and he didn't say much about the gruesome discovery. He was so traumatized, he really didn't want to talk about the experience.
I mean, you seem pretty shook about what you. Well, wouldn't you be? Yeah. I mean, across the street from where you live.
Cheryl Young has lived in her home since 1999. The bodies were found
He ain't
across the
like that
street
too much, y'all. He
behind
ain't
Gann
like that.
Academy, a straight
Wouldn't
line
you
of
too?
sight from her front porch.
What do you think about what was found over there? Shocked? Scared?
Yes, a little frightening. It just makes me wonder what happened, and how did that come about?
Cleveland police say the bodies of the two teen girls between the ages of 8 and 14 were discovered in separate suitcases, partially buried in these shallow graves by a nearby resident who was walking his dog. The dog hid on one of the suitcases. Police found the second one after they responded to a 911 call.
And hoping that their family find justice and peace with this situation.
You think about it. Two girls missing.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't heard about it. Had you?
I haven't.
Well, two young girls don't just go missing without somebody noticing. As usual, police are asking for the public's help. If you know something, please, by all means, say something. At East 163rd and Midland Avenue, Harry Boomer, 19 News.
All right, y'all. So that was all the clips that I wanted to play for y'all this evening. Please, 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 y'all continue to keep these little girls' families in prayer. The whole entire family of both these little girls did not do this. Okay? We do know that. All the little girls, both the little girls, entire family on mommy and daddy's side did not do this. So once they find this out, they gonna need a lot of prayer. Now, did the mama do it? The daddy do it? We don't know. If these little girls' sisters, we don't know. If they cousins, we don't know. We don't know nothing about these little girls. That's why they in silhouette on my thumbnail. So let's just please pray, y'all, that they get some type of tip. Something. Again, we don't even know if these girls is from Cleveland. Somebody could just drop the bodies off in Cleveland. So when I tell y'all we need prayer, we need prayer. Because whoever did this, they need to be locked up. Like Cleveland gotta really, really do their job and dig deep. Social media need to do their job. Start sharing. We need to know if these kids from a whole nother state, we don't know if the state where they come from, if these people even know that these girls was found. You won't know unless these videos get shared. So social media, please do your job. Share this story. Please share this story, y'all. Here it is right here. This is to share the story. Matter of fact, we ain't even gonna have it like that scrolling. We're gonna put it all the way up there. Share this story. Share it. It's bigger than me. Way bigger than me. Share this story. People need this. Like I said, they could be from a whole nother state. And the family didn't even get the news yet. So please, y'all, share this video. If when you see other people covering it, share it. Even though you done heard it over here on Peachy Tea Tyme, a dose of peach, that's fine. Share theirs too. Because again, these girls may not even live in Cleveland. Nobody knows at this point. But what we do know for a fact, that these two girls is one of us. Black girl. Heavy on the black. So come on, y'all. Let's do what we're supposed to do. Share these videos so that somebody can see it. So that this family Even if the mom and daddy has something to do with it, which we don't know, these girls could have been kidnapped. Anything. A missing person report could have been done in a whole nother state for these little girls. So once again, hey Carmen, I love you. Once again, y'all, share this video. Get this out here. The live that I did earlier today, not on here, but in my car. I was still working. Share that video. At least if these people, if these two young ladies is from another state, with these videos being shared, a family member or one of the friends could see these videos and they could contact Cleveland to go ID the body. Come on, y'all. We got to work together. I don't do this just to be doing it. And I'm just being honest with y'all. They stopped my page, my main page with the most followers that I have. They stopped me from streaming on there. Can't figure out why. But I still can share my video on that page. So I'm asking y'all, please share this video. Because you just never know. Again, the parents could have done this. If they're sisters. We don't even know if they're sisters. Or these girls could be friends and just got kidnapped and brought to Cleveland. We don't know. So I hope y'all do the right thing and share the video. Hit that like button. The more likes we get, the more people gonna watch the video. Of course. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all on tomorrow. Bye. Deuces. Mwah.